what you code. Fields of green on a glowing screen. No dirt, no sweat, just the farming scene. He sows his seeds where the mouses glide. The sun sets soft on the pixel sky. He's got no mud on his boots, but he's got virtual roots. Farmer Tales, the virtual king, harvest dreams with a digital swing. Clicking and tapping, watching it grow. Farmer Tales, you reap what you code. No barns, no hay, no tractor rust, just electric sheep he learns to trust. He's farming futures, bite by bite, in a cyber field that glows at night. Farmer Tales, the virtual king, harvest dreams with a digital swing. Clicking and tapping, watching it grow. Farmer Tales, you reap what you code. You reap what you code. You reap what you code.
There we go. I don't know why that button disabled, but we are live. Welcome back. It's been a minute. We're going to plant some winter wheat right at the end of it when we can plant it. So I want to get this set up with a GPS. Now I'm not too sure. Should want to be over here. How precision farming is going to play out on this. So I noticed this has a different configurator on it. Let me jump out there. So we'll see how it works. We're going to try the old skip row method. See if we can't swing this big baby around. I just pulled in here earlier to try to get this filled up. So releasing all this, the big bud and the seed hawk and the convey all. It's been a while since I used seeder this large. So kind of excited to see how it turns out. Need to get some Ford Ag stuff in here. Alright. So let's drop that. Kick it on. See how we do with this. Now I'm thinking this big bud's probably not going to get over 6 miles per hour. As I say that, it's cranking out at 9. I thought even with this version of the big bud it'd be struggling. Let me know if that is a little too loud. Hey Scorpion, how's it going? How goes Texas? You know, I was just thinking the other day, my missus made a loaf of bread. It was cranberry orange. Made me think of all those times we talked about cranberry orange cookies and scones. Now, I wonder how much it'll miss right there. Looks like it got it, but I'm gonna question that. Maybe it did get down there. I mean, it's got a pretty good flex. Sun's a little bright. All right, about here. Oh yeah, we were way past it. We're gonna skip a row. Just because I think that'll be the best option and not really get hung up. But I'm hoping to do, jump in the map where the GPS takes over. 29, 27, and I'm going to try to do 26. All wheat, and then we'll do soybeans later next year. And then we'll end up 12, 23, and we have 45. We'll just sit until we plant corn in the spring. I think that's the best bet for those. Yeah, 80s for a high. I think we had today was a warm day for us up here. I think it was a high of 64. Might have been warmer than that, but we're only a few weeks away from the highs being 45. There he goes. Now it's fighting to pull. So the uphill is definitely going to be interesting. We'll see that probably on that field over there a lot too. I should have cleaned up that inlet and tried to just make that a little more field space straight shot. Be interested to see how much seed we first. So we got 2 hoppers of seed and fert. In our conveyal. I'm hoping that'll be enough. It's 14,000 liters each. I'm also hoping if it's not, we can maybe sell some back or put it into a storage. That's the goal. We do have a GPS monitor in this big bud, which is nice. Pretty nice setup all around. I'm happy with it. It looks like we're making pretty good timing. You know, I saw that somebody else recently was playing on that, and I'm trying to. It's one of the time-lapse guys. Not Stan the Man. Why can't I think of his name? The Sim Farmer, maybe? I think he's got a series on Don Diego now. Could be FS Play as well. That's like an interesting little map. Alright, that's what I thought. I thought I had seen that map before. Okay, so it is one that's been brought back to life a few times. But if it's good, I think those are the maps that should continue to come back, as long as they remain, you know, playable, good career mode. That's what I'm looking for in a map. Oh, might have swung too much here. Nope, we're fine, we're fine. No damage to the neighbors. Where's our next track over here? Should be right here. Drop that back down and seed away. Very nice, very nice. That's how I kind of feel with Medicine Creek. I feel like I've been playing that since I switched over to the PC world. And if it comes, well, I've heard it's coming to FS25, and when it does, I'm sure I'll end up there. I always like doing a little streaming series on that one. There should be one more little section right here. Yeah, there it is. Getting the blue tracks on it. Looks like we're putting down enough nitrogen. I'm seeing green on our mini-map. Try not to hit our tree here. Well, I'm hoping tonight to have these 3 fields seeded. Whoop. There we go. Alright, cleaned up that corn stubble. I might have direct drill on too, though. Well, actually, no, because I have to turn that on manually. So I don't have that on. Was Sam Adams already on it, or did you add Sam Adams to it? I feel that would be one that you'd add. Kind of like Judith has Ying Lang, and was it Jack Daniels on that one? Yeah, Judith Blandings has Jack Daniels, right? I just like that they have Tractor Supplies on that map. Always makes it, I don't know. It's like with American Truck Sim. Like, it makes a difference to me when you have the real branding and companies. And I know, like, a lot of people just won't put it in because certain little things, like especially if one day Giant says, hey, you can have a 4X map, and then they say, well, you can't have this licensing on it. You always need a good grain mill to work, and especially when you're down in South America, you need a sugar mill. All that cane sugar. I'd say we're making pretty light work. We're only, what, 13 minutes in this stream? And I mean, we probably actually started 10 minutes ago. And we're just about to the headlands. We also didn't burn through as much fertilizer and seed as I thought we would. So I kind of want to come in here and see. It's got some silty clay, loamy, loam, sandy loam. pH, we're okay. I can live with that. Nitrogen, we definitely boosted that up. This one was corn before. So not surprised that it was so bad. Yield wasn't the greatest. Seed rate. So it is high. We're actually getting in the high because that's where silty clay is. And then loamy sand should not be pulling that much. Yeah, so I guess it's mostly where the silty clay and loamy sand are. I didn't think loamy sand was that much of a pull for seed usage, but it looks like it is. Eventually I do want to switch this over. Once Thundar sorts out the new update from Farm Sim, how it works with the precision farming and his configurator along with the row crop ready, I'd like to bring that into this. He does have a working map file going for the extended version of this map, which has row crop and the new precision farming and all that, but still some kinks to work out. There you go. What kind of wine cooler, Scorpion? Because I think we talked about this a few months back, but I have not had a wine cooler in a while, and I couldn't even, off the top of my head, I think of like Seagram's. And there was one other one that came to mind, and that's it. And if you're joining tonight and you're liking the stream, especially if you're new, don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button. Whoop. As I say that, I might have just messed up our operation here. Let's see if we can hook it around here. Try not to break anything. Yeah, see, Seagram's, that's the one that I know. So this should actually shut off planting. It might throw down extra fertilizer though. Whiskey Coke sound good too. I just have a Mountain Dew right now, but I might actually go. Oh. Getting all jammed up. Either I missed it because I was looking at chat, or it did not let me know the course was ending. Because it should happen again right here. I do get some flavored beer. I say flavored beer, but an Imperial out in the beer fridge that tastes like having waffles and syrup. It's actually pretty good. From Definitive Brewing. Alright. Is this going to be too tight again? It's funny how we come back to here. Right there it picks up the sound. Actually, just realized it'd be down in that washout. It looks like it's flexing pretty good. Oh yeah, we might be done this field in 20 minutes, which is nice, because I might actually do the one by the grain bins first. I guess I need to just start turning sooner. We've already planted that, so we're all right there. So essentially, I need to start turning now. Like so. Yeah, we just got to turn earlier with this being it's so long. I wish GPS would go one more track out. Where's the Summer Sam? That's the big one up here. Summer Sam. I don't know if the winter one's actually big either, though. I don't think we're going to have to refill. I'm actually worried if we're going to have to refill at all. We only use a quarter here. We'll use a quarter on that other field. Maybe another 30% off the other one. Should be able to drive right into this. Be interesting trying to get back down the road. Part of me wishes we had set up to go through over there, which is why I'm thinking maybe we do that bigger field. Alright, I'm not going to miss it this time. There we go. A man that produces and does not taste test his own product. You better not be getting a good environmental score for that, then, Scorp, when you saw that. I feel that should be part of the environmental score in game. You gotta taste test your own product. So, like, right here. Did not want me to pick up that second track. I noticed that's become a thing since the new update. True. Valid point, Scorp. Valid point. But I don't know if anybody else has noticed that one, GPS's, even when you use different equipment, you try to set it the same width. That little trick seems to be glitchy and just offset now. And then, like, right there, it kept wanting to go back to that little angle point, even though we were already moved on to the next one. Just a weird little glitch I've noticed. Some of these are such sharp turns. There's no way we're going to get to those. I was pretty excited. This is about 20 minutes is what I would say. Because we had our theme song going and everything else. So it'll be about 20 minutes. So like right here, this is a little bit of a mess. We're going to have some gaps. See, it goes back to the one that's behind it. It's like it, because it wasn't initiated, even though it's so small that we just steer past it. It still wants to yank us back to it. Now, Courseplay wouldn't make us do that. Courseplay, I actually feel, has been really well in FS25. I know some people have complained about fields, certain fields not working well with it, but honestly, if you set it to, I mean, my trick board is those kind of fields, instead of having everything squared off, I'll do round corners. And yes, you have to go touch stuff up, but I find that it actually loads in faster. There we go. We'll just clean up this last bit. So 60 and 66. Fold this up. We're going to do the small field by the house. I think we can get into the yard with this. I think we should be able to. As long as traffic doesn't jam us up. While this is folding, I think it's time for a drink of the beverage. Alright, put it in gear. And try not to get hung up on any trees here, like I did when I came in. By the way, I don't know how many of you follow the other series I have going. This is the first time I've driven a Big Bud on series and even off of series in FS25. It was a lower lease, so I figured why not. Oh, you got the Tri-6. That's a beast of a machine. I don't know if you've seen Scorpion. Ford Ag's got a couple of beast machines out there as well for cedars. Just scraped that door off that car. Well, barely fits. I mean, I say barely, we got some room. Some wiggle room. This would be where the Logitech wheel decides to like freak out and tweak and then I hit something, but... Question now that I think about this, can I actually get through the yard up here? I think I got room. And I did solve the propane issue. So I didn't solve. Found a trailer that can do it because we're using it on a ram as well. But yes, that is now resolved. Why does this look like it's giving me one? It is only giving me one. Alright, let's get turned around then. Unfolded. So I guess we're gonna run a single, which probably makes sense because the end you probably run out of room for our second headland anyway. See, I don't like. Oh, there he goes, kicking around. Come on. See how much seed we use up on this field. Flying to get that track. Once the Big Bud gets going, I don't think there's much that's gonna stop it, to be honest. This one's what, 605, I think, horsepower. $650, but I think this is 605 is what it's set for. I think it's got 650 on it. I thought this was 600. Let's actually go take a gander here. There we are. Oh, 650. So this is exactly what it said. Why did I think those were less horsepower than what they showed on the labels? Well, this could actually be a bit chaotic. I just realized this now. This is, yeah. I don't know why I had this go like this. I should have looked closer at the course. This will be, bit of a work. Try not to take out all the trees here. I don't know how the finished product will look on this one. We'll have to see. Interesting. So I must have just pulled through one of the other fills because it is showing me a 0 bay now. Was it not doing that before? I don't remember it doing that before. It's gonna look like chaos trying to do this, but this field should actually be really quick. Oh yeah, you know what, that's what it is. We went through one whole hopper of seed already, or fertilizer, sorry. We're into the next one already. I'm just gonna assume we're gonna just start on the next row right here. It's gonna be a little tight, but there's just no, this is just an odd shaped field. Also looks like we are burning through seed a little bit faster over here. Yeah, this looks terrible doing it this way, but it's just an odd shaped field. Like an S shaped. Alright. I mean, I am kinda, oh, I just messed this up. We're gonna be able to get around this without ripping off the tin. I am excited for the DLC because I do want to see how that's going to work. I actually have a friend that's quite the fisherman, so I've sent him pictures of the boat and the DLC, and I think he's got a good chuckle out of the price and the lack of power and speed in it. I almost just took out another piece of. But honestly, with everything this map has, I mean, it has deers and turkeys in those other fields down the road. So I feel like it'd be pretty easy to fish. I don't know if we'd see any salmon in that pond, though. You might see some bass, maybe some trout, but salmon, I think, gotta be in the heavier waterways, right? Oh, we hit that tree. Actually, I don't really know. We're gonna come down here and swing around and work our way back up this way. Doing a lot of soil compaction here too. But it does get that little boat out there in the corner already. I knew it was gonna get jammed up because of that washout. Come on. Push through. Might have just broke that wheel. Okay, there it goes. It pivoted back. There's a break in the equipment. Let's go to right about here, and we gotta move it over so we don't hit the back of those bins. Ah, that is true. That is true. Maybe the guy that Arrow will probably create something to go along with realistic livestock. That is true that it would be salmon and trout because that's all they've brought in. Can we make the pivot here? Yeah, we're fine. We're 50% of the seeds. We're getting close to being done this field already. I've done all these fields in the first hour, which would be that field will probably take a half hour. Yeah, but still be pretty close to the first hour of the stream. Pretty impressive run, if that's the case. And then, I mean, these could use a little bit of the line, but we can't put it on down. What we will actually have to do, though, now that I think about it, we'll have to get a sprayer. Got a little wiggle room here. High seed rate here, too. I'll have to look at the field after. I don't know, we're going to make this pivot. We're gonna have to go the other way. Yeah, we see a lot of trout and bass up my way. I guess we're gonna jump in here, but it'll let us because we're not gonna be able to pivot. And come on. There's that shift. Pretty close to going in that pond, I think. It's also quite the washout low point there. I can't remember. In my head, I'm telling myself that we extended this field, but we didn't. Pretty sure we didn't extend this field, did we? Didn't it come all the way over here? Didn't I say I was gonna extend it? That I never actually did? I'm just about set here. I'm gonna make this turn again. So it wants me to do this one little strip. We'll try to not jackknife again, break our pivots. And that is what I wanted to avoid at all costs. Oh no. For the amount of like southern maps I have seen, catfish would be huge. I feel that fits with so many of those Missouri line and, you know, the Delta ones. I think that would fit down in those regions pretty well. Alright. Come on. Climbing the gears again. From here, we're just gonna swing right around. Try not to jam up. Get this field done and out of the way. This one is not friendly for this size of equipment, that's for sure. If they bring back the soil compaction mod, I think we just got in trouble. Yeah, like look at this right here. We're gonna be pretty close to jamming again. I'm actually glad we didn't go bigger on the equipment. I almost got the Borgo. But it also would have been done in probably like 10 minutes, all the fields. Oh yeah. And let me tell you, cornmeal in FS25 is a very lucrative production. Hush Puppy sounds so good right now though. Soil looked different color right there, but it could be the actual subsoil itself, making it look like a darker. Alright, try not to hit anything here. Do any more damage to our farm than we already have done. Shrimp would, honestly, I'm shocked that shrimp hasn't come into the game. Just because a lot of the regions, I feel, can kind of play into it. Because I think some of the European regions, too, are pretty big, where they're saying it's just not fish, but shrimp. I could be wrong. But then you have the Asia map as well. which made me think, okay, there's another one. That's big on shrimp. Fried rice and shrimp, you know? That they are. They're big productions. The missus was actually watching a show that was big on shrimp, oysters, and something else. Maybe, no, it wasn't sardines. I'm trying to think what the actual fish is called. It's like a large sardine, that's what it looks like. I'm no fish expert, so I cannot tell you what it actually was. But yeah, they just farm them 24/7. Alright, so we did burn through a lot more seed on this one. Be interesting to see how that turns over in the next field. See, this one kept a GPS track all the way around. Oh boy, there you go. Making me hungry now, scorpion. I'll just about do it for this field. Like I said, the goal tonight is to get these 3 fields landed. And I'm going to do something crazy. We're going to shut this down. And I'm going to try to drive through. Because I think we can. Just got to stay on our outside track. That is true. That is true. Touche. Touche. This is our field, right? Oh, now we're getting the environmental scores up. That's what we're looking for earlier. So I want to see seed rate was very high for that one. I mean, the other field is pretty high too, but it didn't seem to burn through like that one did. Let's see what 27 can do for us. It wants us to only have 1 headland. I would disagree. They're gonna fight me on this. Okay. If the farming simulator bot says this is how it must be done, this is how it must be done. Showing a high rate here already. Whoa, Trucker Matsy. I am honored, sir. Thanks for stopping in. Lane, what's going on? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I got starstruck there with Matsy in here. I forgot to turn this on. We're going to turn it around. I'm going to be honest, never had Popeye's chicken jambalaya. I'm going to have that scorpion answer that one. Lane, you still grinding away on this map? I'm hitting all the wrong things on the sim dashboard today. One thing I like about this big bed too is the option to put flags up behind it. I think that's pretty sweet. I feel now, because Matsy brought up Popeyes, we got to go through the list of food options in your area. So I did have Pizza Hut the other week because they have a new Nashville hot chicken. Unfortunately, it was all dry rub, no like sauce. That makes sense. I haven't, like I said, Popeyes where I am in Maine is always sold out of chicken. It's the only Popeye. I mean, maybe this happens to other Popeyes, but to me, if your business is based on chicken, you probably shouldn't run out of chicken, but they do often. So I really don't get it. Haven't had Wendy's in a while. McDonald's is right next to us, so now from time to time. Burger King's been a while. We got a massive turkey in our field. I'll be able to seeing this. Not to sound like I got ADHD over here, but look at that thing. Look at that. Panda Express. I almost got that when I was in South Carolina. We're gonna shut down. Because look at this. Look at this. I didn't realize this was in my field. Weren't they usually somewhere else? Does it change with the seasons? That one's got a good span on it. Alright, let's see if we get this to lift up here. Try not to break this time. I like me a good Whopper from time to time. I'll be honest with you, Scorpion. A Whopper, was a big fan of the Angry Whopper. Oh, you get rid of the 9610? I mean, STS will do wonders though too. So that's a pretty good pickup. Lane, was it on the used market or did you get it new in the previous year profits? Trying to think the other one. So our house, we're pretty big on getting poke bowls. That's become a thing. Yeah, Dairy Queen, time to time. This is Ray County by No Creek, which I need to start putting that in the description, the link to where the map is. But yeah, that's where you can. It is public. I'm pretty sure it's public now. We were actually stuck on the washout, by the way. But yeah, it's Ray County. No Creek Modding is the modder. There's a bunch of series I think done back in the spring when it was in the beta testing still. And now it's, I think it was released in July. Very nice, Lane. Very nice. Ooh, cold sandwich. Yeah, that fast food, that'll do it. But yeah, it's Ray County. We'll jump into the map. PDA. So again, kind of small. Couple little farms. Lane's over here. And then I'm down by the dealership. I was going to say, Trucker, I don't know if you watch Squad and those guys are Bucked Up, but I believe that's what they're on one of their series that they have actively going right now. I'm pretty sure they're on here. Cranking through this one as well. Same lane. I really get into the 4X maps. I don't know. I like that little bit of an extra. I might have to do a straight turn here. Yeah, there we go. We can make the pivot just because of the downslope. Makes sense, Sharker. Yeah, it makes sense, Matsy. It's. I also find though, like for me, too often. I mean, because there's only so many options in Farm Sim in a way that sometimes I'll do stuff and I'll record like 3 weeks out, and then I'll notice one will drop it like a week before I do. We just get all in the same cycles in a way. But no, the reason I watch a lot of series, one, there's a few interesting ones out there. I like Green Creek. He's got some good ones. The other ones I kind of watch are mostly time lapses. DJ I'll watch just for some of the crazy things he does. He's really good at showing you what can be broken and not broken in the game. I think is the best way to put that. But he always makes me laugh. But yeah, he's got some good series. The Farm Sim guy puts out some good stuff, so I'll watch his. Appreciate it, Lane. Yeah, Green Creek has got a great Alma episode, or Alma series going on. I'm glad he went back to that because he did such a good job in 22 with that. I'm just going to cut right through. Why not? That is true, Scorp. That is true. I never see you anymore in the comment section. It makes me cry. Sim Farmer. Okay, Scorpion. That was the one I was trying to think of earlier. He's on Don Diego, I believe. Is that right, Lane? I think he's on Don Diego right now, one of his series, correct? But that is a person that is really good at time lapse. Like Stan the Man does some good stuff, but his is usually large scale. But Sim Farmer, just unbelievable what he can do in a time lapse. And then how he always makes it look like he's like watching while it's doing it, you know, like lumber work itself without. I mean, there's no way to courseplay lumber, right? Like cutting and all that. Yeah, his Alma series was unbelievable because I had Chasing the Dream on Alma, but I just felt like we had hit a peak when FS22 ended with it, and that's as far as it was going to go. So I moved on, but like I said, I really enjoyed following Green Creek with his. Get this turned around here. Oops. And did I just break it again? I'm gonna drive straight through it. Going right into the next session. Massey, what I like about you is a lot of your thumbnails. I think you. Oh, am I dragging? Yeah, I feel like I'm dragging something here. We're gonna swing around, trying to take out a tree. Your thumbnails are what catches the attention a lot of time. I will say that. Like, and we're not gonna go through that shrub. Yep, I knew that. I was gonna try to drive through that shrub. And that did not work. I don't know if we're gonna make it. No, we're not. We're about to be jammed up again. Yeah, I'm the same. I avoid the trees quite a bit. Trying to get this turned around, but yeah, back to Mattsy's question. And then right now, you just had one the other day, Sharon Center, I remember. But your thumbnails are, like I said, whether you just have like logos, not logos, but wording that just sticks out. And that's what got me caught on to it. And I think originally when I really started following you, it would have been back when Hubbard came out, because I think you had quite the farm sim build. Hopefully I'm not mixing you up. But you had quite the build on Hubbard Farms. Oh no. These little shrubs are a pain. I mean, my driving is also terrible. There we go. Oh. It's all been within an hour. We pretty much worked this field. Make sure we're hitting all the points here. Yeah, we're about to go to Headland after this. Perfect. Then I'll probably just spray it right off. I'll probably lease a sprayer and take care of that. I'm glad I got that right, because I remember there was one right at the end of FS22 that you did that was pretty big. But wasn't there, so you said that Hubbard, but you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, don't you have another one where you broke the game with the bales? Was it Stone? I don't know why we just didn't just go that way. That was an error on my part. That was a flounder. We can clean this up though. We missed earlier. But I think you, Elaine, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate the support as always. Thank you for watching. You'll have to post some screenshots soon. I know we're in a few of the same Discords, I believe. You just have to post a few of your setup on Ray County so I can check that out. You can tag me in it if you want. I think so, Trucker. Were you doing a lot of stuff with DJ then? Because I feel like that was you that broke it one time with too many bales then. But I want to say it was FS19, yeah. That sounds about right. I think that was one of the first times I heard your name mentioned. Either came across... Oh, sorry, Lane. No worries. not gonna have enough seeds to finish this. Take care, Lane. Thanks again for stopping in, buddy. I'm gonna have to drive the truck out to barely fill this. We also bought way too much seed. Oh, there goes the turkey. Just in time for Thanksgiving. Alright, that makes sense. Oh, come on. Let us make it to the end. The leftover Thanksgiving sandwiches are the best. A little stuffing, cranberry, turkey. Some people, I guess, put potato on it. Turkey, cranberry, and stuffing. That's what I want on my Thanksgiving leftover sandwich. Oh, I think this is crazy. If we made it around with this, I'm not trying to jinx myself here, but because we still got a ways to go, but I'm gonna just be honest. I'm quite delighted if that is the case. Like I said, I don't have to go lease a nice sprayer and spray down these fields. Which I guess I don't know, I guess you have to do it right after you plant. Because I do feel like when you go into the next month, your field's already like covered in weeds. Pepper. Sound like the missus. I know she put a lot of mayo on hers, but I would also have mayo on mine. We're gonna burn through it right here. Oh, we're so close. We're gonna lift it up. Get through this. Drop it. I mean, we are gonna run out right there. That is unbelievable. Why is that rocking? That's why he's trying to set up to the GPS. All right. We want to... No, we do not want to hit that button. So we do need some more. I don't want to put too much in here. I have to remember how to open this auger. There we go. All right. Let's switch over. Get that truck fired up. Yeah, I remember it after Scorpion. I always forget. I get lost between... Anytime I see auger, I think that it's the same button. So it was N. It was N for that one. Probably shouldn't have stopped here because I'm going to stall out. Just around the corner here. probably could have, with this, we probably could have cut right through that landing, but this will be fine. Now, getting down there, I'm not going to cut through there. It's literally right there. Like, look how close that was to that being done. Unbelievable. So we want seeds, and I just realized we're in trouble. Does anybody else realize the mistake I just made? This is not a dump auger. Oh, speaking of mistakes, just took out another tree. Can we sneak in through there? So this is where our issue is going to be, is I don't think I can fill it because I put that auger on it. Yep. Oh, I messed that up. I didn't even think about that. You can't have the auger with the auger here. I can try to back up over the other auger, but I don't think it'll hit the hitbox that it needs to for the unload. I just don't know if we can get it lined up correctly. It's like the worst camera angle for that too. Like that right there. Oh. Oh. Nobody else just see that drop? Oh. Good call, Scorpion. Good call. Okay. Oh yeah, Scorpion coming in clutch. You just clicked in my head when you said that I could actually maneuver that up and down. This is why this trailer's better. Our problem there, we did not need to put that much seed in there. Yeah, we did not need to put that much seed in there, and that could be the problem. We might be over full on seed. Or is it just taking that long? There it goes. Never mind. Ignore me. Amateur here. Yeah, we put too much seed in. We don't need more fertilizer. We're going to cycle through. And we're going to get back. We're finishing this field up, and then we're going to go get a sprayer, and we're going to spray these fields. Now we actually have a little cart over there that I think will work. Now this should be interesting. If we can time this right, it should clean this corner right up. Like so. There we go. And that will do it. back this up just a little bit so we can hopefully swing around. Well said, Scorpion. Well said. Did we get these together? Alright, we're not going to wash it. They can wash it at the dealership. They got all the fancy washing kit, so. They did fill us initially with seed, so I suppose that we'll take back what we have. Like I said, then we'll get a sprayer. I just realized we're running on half a scale because I was trying to... Oh, remember how I said this driveway? You gotta be careful. That was the wheel drift. I don't know if it's just because the steering wheel's getting old or what, but it seems like the last couple of Logitech updates have made it more noticeable. Could also probably check the dead zone. Traffic's coming. We're going to make a swing for it. This is the beauty of being close to the dealership, though, is we don't have to constantly pull out of the way for traffic or shut traffic off. I'll return these 3 pieces, and then we need to look into a sprayer purchase. Get out of this guy's way. Yeah, I always forget. Every time I see an auger, I don't think of hitting N. I always hit O. Is the one I always hit because that to me is usually the auger option. 20,000. That's impressive. I think I'm at 700 on FS25 already. But I've been having a lot of fun on Iran, which I hope I'm pronouncing that right every time I say that. There we go. Thanks, guys. We'll send those back. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Now, let's find a sprayer. Need some herbicide. Anything in the used market? I think there's still... Actually, yeah, you wouldn't be able to go back and look at the other games, I don't think, unless you still had the XMLs. Oh, we got a sprayer right there. We got one sprayer. That's an injector. 51% off. $9.75. How heavy is this? 5.1 tons? See and spray. Pulse modulation. I don't think I want any of those on, right? We're going to need that. I know 100% we're going to need that, but do I want see and spray on? And pulse with modulation. I think I do want those on. We're going to buy that straight up. Well, let's actually take a look over here. Oh, you know what we actually need to do? Definitely some weeds popping up. Take the rolling off. Well, we don't have any weeds yet. But what we do need to do is we need to roll. And there was not a roller, right? Yep. So rollers. $27. I don't think we need that big. I mean, we get everything done by the end of the stream, sure. That's 12.3. I thought I put the larger ones on here. All the ones are like 18 meters. We might be pulling this. We're going to lease it because we only need it for this. We'll switch back over. We're probably going to need a weight on the front of this too, right? Something about a weight or not. We'll have to do some maintenance or refill this at some point too. Definitely taking a beating. 400 is done as well. I don't know what's going on. I saw the car there and I told myself to get out, which is correct, but luckily. Yeah, I couldn't tell you the ones, because I had FS15 and FS17 on console. I couldn't tell you the amount of hours I had on those directly, but I know. Oh boy. Oh boy. Can I was hoping I was going to be able to push it. This could be a problem. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. I was hoping there would be a trigger. We're like so close to hitting that trigger. Got it. Oh, it pushed me right into the... Alright. Let's get these fields rolled. I was thinking we were going to be able to go spray, but I completely forgot that we needed to roll. Still something I personally think should be done. I don't know. You guys let me know. I thought it should be done before we plant. Really make the planting surface nice and smooth. But I guess compaction and everything probably makes sense why it's after. No, I can jump right in here. No, actually we want to go to the end because we're going to have to do the up and downs. Right now on around, this slides around for me just because it's hilly. Oh, see, I've seen it done before, but I've never seen it like actually like done after. See if this folds nicely. This is almost 30 meters, so we should make pretty cool. Everybody just see what I did? I am really good at finding certain shrubs and trees that are just chaos. See, like right there, it looks to me like it just completely changed the surface. I do wish it would be more like a glass kind of finish. It wants me to go this way. And I still messed it up. Hold on, hold on, hold on. That makes sense. That is a good point you brought up there, Scorpion. A lot to do with the headers they're using and everything. You know what we never did? I sent that conveyor all back with a hopper full of seed and 2 hoppers full of fertilizer. I don't think we got any of that money back. We're going to have to talk to the dealership about that one. So these these, I probably can just swing the normal. Yeah, this pivot's a lot easier. As I say that, I get jammed up there. So interesting that it made us go this way. I really want to go up and down here. That's what it should be. I'm really not liking that it's making us go. Right direction. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's all I wanted. 90 degrees. Now I can just drive straight down, getting the width of the long end of the field done. Hopefully not hitting any shrubs. There's a few I see in the way coming. We're going to take a second because I think we're fine right here. Drink the last of this Mountain Dew, non-official sponsor of this stream. But hopefully we get some nice credit at the dealership, like Scorpion said. Otherwise, we just lost about $20,000 because I think it was quite expensive. And now I know why they wanted us to go the other direction. See how we're not rolling out in the washouts. Oh well. We never really get the crop out of the washouts anyway. This actually took longer than seeding. The way it's going, it's fighting with the 400. Good thing to do in this headland right here essentially is it's a little easier to kick around. That S-shaped field is going to be interesting. I almost think I just might do that one without GPS. Nuka-Cola. That made me just think of, why can't I think of the game? Fallout. But happy early birthday, Scorpion. Hey, when we get to our age, it's all a blur. But happy early birthday, buddy. I have to look back, but I think you've been a moderator of the channel for almost 4 years around this time now. See, I remember that. Now that Is that next spring? When the next part of that series come out, or is it this? Is it Christmas? I feel like they changed the date of the release again for the next season of that series. I also saw that Amazon just made the game, a lot of the games in the series, available on their Amazon Prime Gaming. Which is kind of essentially Xbox Cloud from what I could tell. That you have, buddy. That you have. Many food discussions. Yeah, it would have been, 4 years ago. Because it was right before, I think I started streaming right before FS22 came out. Which would put it right around this time of the year. So, man. And the reason, something about you mentioning your birthday made me think of it, because I'm pretty sure you're a moderator right before your birthday. Or I made you a moderator on your birthday. That could be what I did too. Which was a great choice. The 400 is fighting here. Hopefully it looks good for you all on your, for you all on your end. It's telling me we have 88 drop frames over the 90 minutes. So essentially we're dropping 1 frame a minute. Which I don't like that. That's interesting because we're locked at 60. If I do remember scoring, it's because we needed it. There was 1 or 2 people that kept popping in that we had to keep booting. Or that I had to deal with. Then I was like, I'm going to make moderators because it's you. Trey might be one. Trey might be one, and then we have one other one. I'll have to go back and look. Pretty sure I made the farm sim guy one. Argsy too. Argsy might be on here as a moderator. Hopefully now that winter is here, get into a more weekly schedule of streaming again. I know it's been a couple weeks since the last stream. Just been a busy bit traveling and catching up on all the things preparing for winter. Now, Scorpion, I think I've only got like 4 or 5. It's you, Trey, Argsy, and Farm Sim Guy, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I made anybody else other than you 4. But I think you and... I'm pretty sure Argsy is one. I think Argsy was one I made right off initially too. If it makes any sense though, you're the dedicated moderator that's always showing up, so I do appreciate it. We need one of those boards. 440 streams consecutively made and moderated. I don't know how many streams I actually have. I don't think I'm over 100. But you have shown up. Speaking of moderating though, how's Rude Man been? I see his streams pop up, but it's always, it says I missed him by like 2-3 hours. But it's good to see that he's still streaming. We're just about done this field. No worries, Scorpion. Alright, you gotta remind yourself this is all free. Really, now that YouTube has the subscriber mode only and, you know, the chat limitations, I will say that the bots aren't as bad, but you remember the bots like 4 years ago, post the whole world pandemic. Those bots that would come into chats were so terrible. Which is kind of what you see on Twitch now. So all the traffic I get on Twitch is mostly bots. Just trying to clean up the last little bits here. And we'll move over to that S field. There's going to be some hard pulling over on that other field, by the way. It's a little steeper. Rudy as in Rude Man? Because that all makes sense now. I didn't realize his name was Rudy. Well, that makes sense if it's a rude man. Because you're going to say, he's never been rude to me. Yeah, I still see some of, like I said, I see the streams pop up. They're just always, I always just barely miss them, it seems. Trying to lock in. I think you had one the other day. But it was like right after lunchtime and right before I got done work. Very nice. He does have that radio voice. Which reminds me, somebody had commented recently on my video that I reminded them of the mayor in, what's the show? American Dad. I reminded them of the mayor in American Dad. I have never watched American Dad, by the way, but I just thought it was funny. I don't know if they were saying it because it is, or if they were just saying it because they were trolling, but either way, I found it funny. So I don't thanks. That's one thing I wish I was better at, is the mic setup and all the filtering and stuff like that, but you know, this is just a hobby. Put out the videos and watch the results. That makes sense. I mean, look at FSG. That's why he does his live stream so late, is because he's got such a huge American following since Stone Flint Hills. I still remember when that blew up for him. That was impressive. I think I'd watched like his first video. It went like 2 weeks with like 10 views, and then all of a sudden it was like the second video was a flash flood. So we're gonna do something, because we're right here. I am gonna drive across our yard. Let's fold this up. That's a throwback. That is a throwback. It's sad that that group kind of broke apart. those mod maker or map makers kind of broke it apart, but that was a really good map. Alright, so we're gonna drive to this other side of the field. Oh, it's already trying to tell me where I need to go. Yeah, you did that earlier and that didn't work out. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually just keep working inland this time. Probably not how we're supposed to do it, but... I know, it's crazy how good those maps, like that map, just the style, like how good they were, but they were just lacking so many like dynamic mods that we have now. Like how productions came about in FS22. I mean, Flint Hills, you could have, wow, that could have really grown into something for the size of the map that it was. And I think Yukon River Valley, I have to go back. I know that a lot of them switched over to, was it Mine and Ore, or it's a mining game, but a lot of them switched over to that. But Yukon Valley is another one that with so much out there now for productions and different, you know, crops. I feel those maps could really, really thrive. Just a lot of the 16Xs right now also struggle with a lot of the setups with Giants Engine, or the changes. So we're going to do the headland first on this one, and just try to clean up everything in the middle, because the headland with this will pretty much cover this middle section instead of us driving up and down for 30 feet and then switching direction again. Yeah, I'm actually going to go look in Discord after to see if there's been any updates. I know Thundar is getting pretty close to getting 16x maps. All the configuration tools they kind of need. This last update by Giants threw a couple of wrenches in it, but I've been following in his Discord and he's working magic. And it's just crazy what he can do and figure out. But hopefully that allows some of the 16x maps to come back. Would love to see Texire's Hubbard make it into FS25 because it came in so late in FS22. But again, you know, that's one that I think could just be huge to have in FS25. So yeah, see, look at the overlap here. To knock that whole section right out. Which is what we wanted. We wanted to get most of this just taken care of. That's why I'm doing the headland first on this one. Just because I know that it'll work itself out and not leave a lot of field left to work. So that's going to be one pass right down the middle right there, which is fine. Probably have a little bit down here we'll have to clean up. It's crazy, it's already Saturday night. I feel the weekends fly by. a pretty good GPS track here, which is nice. Yeah, doing the headlands first on this pretty much knocks out most of this field right off. I'm glad we finally got that attack plan to work out. We'll just swing right through here. That's how it always seems to go. It's like, oh, nice weather, but I still get these projects to do. So I'm going to do these projects, and the next thing you know, it's Sunday night, and you're getting ready for bed, and you know, the next day's Monday. But in the week, just like, unless you're on vacation, the week just doesn't fly by. It's just crazy how that works. Alright. We'll have to come back, touch up that little bit, which is fine. So we want to go into the next field. We're right there. We're to our left anyway. Unfortunately, do not, because I was a little offset or overlapping here. I don't think we're going to have enough wingspan to clean up that last bit in one pass. I might have an idea of how to do it, but we'll see. But this will be a quick cleanup, and then, yeah. And I'll be pretty satisfied. We got all the winter wheat planted that you wanted to in the 3 big fields. Corn's drying. We'll have to spray. But there's no weeds right now, so I think it defeats the purpose of trying to spray right now. I think we have to wait till it's gone 1 month cycle. I don't think anybody's ever actually confirmed that though. Come on, make the turn. Make the turn. I always hear, it always sounds like a mailbox being open right there. There you go. They're gonna be like, wait, why is Dad's door shut? And I hear the music bumping away and the whole house shaking. And I hear tractors in the background. Isn't he supposed to be working? So my thought was I could swivel like this. So we're gonna try. Yeah, it's not gonna work. No. Valid point. Valid point. Are we just gonna be shy of this one? No. No, we got this. We're gonna go between the 2 GPSs and we're just fine. To clean this up. What's crazy is this is still quicker than course play, doing what we're doing right now. Can we get this field done in 15 minutes? That is the question. Do we do this one with headlands too? I feel like we could do 2 headlands. It'd be just fine. Well, let's set a GPS. Does it give me the option 2? No. I wish you could like force it to be like, I'm doing 2. I have not had a good deep dish and for so long. The last deep dish I had was Uno's. It was terrible. And the worst part was like a jalapeno deep dish. I'm pretty sure it was made with all the jalapenos. That was a sad day for me. But they just don't make them up where I am. There's one brewery just started making Detroit style pizza. It's funny, it's always like the brew houses that make the unique pizzas, by the way. Part of me wants to just turn around and go right back up, but we're going to do the headland. We'll do the whole headland. We're going to flatten the remains of the turkey in. Too bad they haven't brought hunting to the game yet. You know what you want on the menu and you just go for it. It was that good the first time, so why change it up, right? Oh, here we go. Getting into the jaggy lanes. DJ's restaurant. Epic 5-meat pizza. Going with a meat lover deep dish. I think that's what technically qualifies as meat lovers, right? If it's got, what, more than 4 meats on it? Could be wrong. Oh, we'll see how this works out in this pivot. Because these won't flex that well with that big one in the center. I mean, it's doing pretty great right there, to be honest with you, working its way through that washout. Yeah, this feels not going to take too long for us to work. BJ's Brewhouse, they got the meats. I just butchered that headland. Yeah, that's gonna leave a mark. Actually, we'll probably end up flattening it out anyway. I do say, if there's one thing I like on pizzas, it is mushroom and onions. I think that's why I'm big on like Supremes that have the mushrooms added to it. As odd as that may sound to some. I tried to make, I was just thinking of different things. Not in the level of deep dish, but try to make like a Polish, I'm going to assume it's Polish because it's potato, flour, mozzarella. And then I put some spicy chicken breasts on it. Tenders, I guess, because they're breaded. And unfortunately, I butchered it terribly. It did not fry the way I thought it would fry. And still alright, I mean, full from it, but yeah, it was opportunity loss. See, I like peppers on pizza too. Green peppers, red peppers, the juicy bell peppers. Alright, so now, instead of us running a line, let's just go in between the lines, shall we? I mean, honestly, I could probably stay on this line right here. We should have went back to the top. But it's alright. We can clean that little blip up when we get back. I mean, right around here is where it probably should hold. Just that little bit of offset overlap should do the work. It does. It gives them a little kick. I find the same with like habanero. Eating habanero on like a wing sauce or, you know, on a burger, not a big deal. Kick them on a pizza and it's a different monster. I think it's just the way the juices bake into the dough and mix in with the sauce. So I'm going to be right in between the lines again. Let's overlap just ever so slightly. We'll get this lower section knocked out and completed and then move up and finish the top. And we'll bring this roller back because we leased it, pretty sure. That would do it. But I also feel like, take a jalapeno popper. Why on a grill do those taste so much better than on when you put them in an oven? Answer that one. Because it should be about the same heat, right? Give or take. I really need to change that button. I keep saying that on my recordings and my videos too. I need to change that button so that doesn't keep happening. Course play pops up every 5 seconds, asking me to select a course. Watch out, dear. The only catch I run in something this large in width is it does tend to miss some of these washout spots because it can't flex enough. They are heavenly, is exactly. So I'm a big pineapple jalapeno popper dip kind of fan. And I had to think about it, I'm like, I've had a version of that dip that's not actual dip, that's the actual jalapeno pepper. Oh, yeah, I did. That I would love to have again. So that might be something I try to make. Hopefully it goes better than what my potato... I don't know what the thing would be called. Potato creation that I tried to cook today was. But I feel like I gotta redeem myself, and jalapeno poppers might be the way. So we're gonna actually swing around. We'll do this section and work back to the right. So hopefully it makes it easy to clean up that last bit. We're not overdriving ourselves. Have not had those, but now you've got my attention. This is why it's very important for us to continue to have these food talks, because you're bouncing some good ideas my way. 2 more passes after this. And we're actually in line with what our course should be. Which is kind of crazy how we've ended up back in the track. Yeah, because I've had like deviled eggs with candied bacon crisp on top. Those are delicious. But now I think I got another deviled egg to try. I don't blame you. Can't let them go bad, right? Because you know there might be people there that don't want to eat them, so they sit there. No good deviled egg left behind. Well, that is good that we got all this done. Like I said, I guess we can't spray technically tell. I mean, I added all those features on as well, but yeah, we'll have to wait till probably next month to come out and spray if it allows us to. That's too funny. All right. Another job done. We'll let this close. Like I said, eventually I want to buy those fields and maybe try to connect them. Well, I think that covers all the tasks that we really had to do tonight. We had to get the wheat planted. We got winter wheat in the ground. It's rolled. We're good to go there. Trying to take out my fence here. And then, yeah, we'll have to spray next month. Literally. You have to put out like a subtle hint to Scorpion so they know ahead of time that you're looking for those. You should just be like, wow, those deviled eggs you made that time, unbelievable with the jalapenos. And then hope that they're there when you get there. You're just gonna throw those little subtle hints or have the missus do it. But I think with that, we've completed all the tasks. So we're going to return this roller, and that will probably be it for us tonight. We're at the 2-hour mark. With how busy I was today, I don't think I'm going to make it 3 hours, so I think this is a good stopping point for us. Let's return the roller. We'll have to get this hooked up. I don't like that it has the UK Europe symbols on it, but it is what it is. There you go, Scorpion. Hey, buddy, I appreciate you stopping in, chatting up all night. It was good to catch up with you. Thank you for the rest of you who stopped in. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you smash that like button. We're calling it a night. Make sure Tuesday, Thursday, check out the Oran series that I have going right now. Trying to make Farm Sim the most realistic it's been. Till next time, everyone. Farmer Taz, out.